Alright guys, I messed up horribly, and I'm gonna tell you about it. So, if you watch my Yuffie polls, you were probably like, dang, you had pretty decent luck. And if you watch my Cloud polls before that, you were probably like, dang, that wasn't so decent luck. At least in terms of crystals spent and stamps and guarantees and on-banner weapons and stuff like that. Now, let's fast forward a little bit to around now. I needed one single copy of Cloud's weapon, Cloud's sword. Now, you can probably see where this is going. I already did the 2 pages of Cloud's banner where I got all the guarantees, I got the costume. I just needed one more sword, that was it. Alright, so I was like, you know what? I've managed to save up about almost 50,000 crystals. And so I was like, it can't be that bad. I'm just going to go for one copy and then stop and then just use generic weapon parts to take it the rest of the way. So I started doing that and I was like, I'm not going to record the pulls or anything because I'll probably only do a few pulls. Hopefully I get it in one pull, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Well, I didn't. It was actually horribly bad. I started pulling. Now we're on the EX page because these banners only have the 2 pages with guarantees, and then the EX page has no guaranteed on banner weapons. So I used 3,000 crystals, nothing. I used 3,000 more crystals, nothing. And at this point I was like, oh, this isn't so great. I used another 3,000 crystals, nothing. At this point I'm like 9k deep and I'm like, oh man. As far as weapon parts go, from like getting blues and purples, I was only at like 40 or something like that because I had already used my weapon parts from the first 2 pages. So I wasn't close to getting a copy that way either. And I just kept pulling, and it got to a point where I was like, I gotta stop. But then it also got to a point where I was like, no, just one more. It's gotta be. Like, there's no way I'm not gonna get it right. I used so many crystals. It got to the point where I eventually spent 27,000 more crystals on this banner after reaching the end of page 2. 27k to get one single copy of Cloud's weapon. That is crazy. To put this into perspective, I could have used 27k and that probably would have got me like a full page on Aerith or Tifa's banner, getting me a costume and guaranteed weapons in the process as well. Oof, it just felt so bad. I messed up bad. I guess this is just a warning because I want to let people know those EX pages, unless you're like some kind of crazy whale, those EX pages are dangerous, dude. I spent 75,000 crystals in total on Cloud's banner, and I only got out of there with OB7. 75k for OB7. Now I did eventually get the weapon to OB10 because I had 600 weapon parts, like generic weapon parts for Cloud, and that's why I wanted just one more copy, because I knew I had enough weapon parts to take that thing to OB10 as long as I had it at OB7. So I did get it to OB10. Now I've used all my generic Cloud weapon parts that I had. So sadly, I won't have any of those for a while to play with because those took a year to build up. But at least I have this weapon at OB10. I thought it was a decent idea of a weapon. I don't normally ever go for OB10 on weapons, if you guys know me. I normally just settle for OB6 and in some cases less. But yeah, I thought this weapon specifically was just a pretty smart choice because of the nature of this weapon. It has that guaranteed damage on it, and you can do some interesting stuff with that. You know, that guaranteed damage can allow you to clear things that you otherwise might not have cleared, or, you know, in general it just helps. I think it's a very good weapon for speeding through AoE, like piles of mobs as well. So there's a lot of pros and cons to this weapon, but I think that the pros outweighed the cons. And I hope I don't regret this in the future. I already super regret it now, though, because 75,000 crystals. At the end of the first 2 pages, I was 48,000 crystals deep, like, spent on that banner. Now, that being said, because of that because of that 75k I spent, and I also did some pulls on Yuffie's banner as well, this has actually got me exactly enough Genji Blade crystal thingies, whatever they're called, you know, the Mako gems, in order to exactly pity the Genji Blade. I have 300 of those now, so I can pity that Genji Blade. I haven't done it yet because I don't know if the Genji Blade's gonna be on Aerith or Tifa's banners, so if I do end up pulling on those and I get it as a drop. What's crazy is I still have not gotten a Genji Blade as a drop after all these pulls. So not only were my Cloud pulls terrible in getting Cloud's banner weapon, I also got no Genji Blades whatsoever, and I didn't get any on Yuffie's banner either. So, man, it's been rough out there. And I don't know if the Genji Blade's going to be on Aerith or Tifa's banner. And heck, by the time I upload this video, Aerith or Tifa's banners could be out already. So you guys will already possibly know if the Genji Blade's on those or not. But there might be a completely different ultimate weapon out for those banners. But either way, yeah, I don't know, guys. This is just a warning. Just be careful. Take those EX pages very seriously and carefully, I guess, because, man, that was not fun. And that feels bad. It felt bad. You guys know I don't wail in this game. So, yeah, it was just really stupid, honestly. Now, that being said, I still have at least 21,000 to work with, maybe a little more. Hopefully we get some new events. I know they're resetting the co-op thing, so I'll be able to get a bunch of crystals there. And hopefully I can at least get Tifa or Yuffie's costume at the very least. Anyways, yeah, I think that's going to be about it for this video. It's just my sad story. I just wanted to tell you guys about it. It's not an important video whatsoever. It's not even an exciting poll video or anything like that, but let me know what you guys think. You can feel free to tell me how stupid I am, or you can tell me your sad stories. I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, I got Genji Blade in 3 pulls, and I got the weapon to OB10 by the end of the 2nd page. And congratulations, I think that is amazing. I'm super happy for you. Unfortunately, that was not the same story I have to tell. But if I did do that, I guess I wouldn't have this video to tell you guys about it. So, if there's one positive that came out of it, it's a little story I got to tell you guys about my misfortune. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.